Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So the problem we have today here is for 100 chemistry tests, the mean score was 40 and the standard deviation was 10. However, two tests were wrongly scored as 30 and 70 instead of 3 and 27 respectively, and we're being asked to find the correct standard deviation. So, the formula for standard deviation is S standard deviation equals the square root of the difference between every term and the mean or the average squared, and you add all of that up for however terms you have and divide that by n, and you square root it all. So we need to find the mean before we can find the correct standard deviation. Now, in order to find the correct mean or average, we have to find the incorrect mean first, which should be pretty easy. We already know that the incorrect mean was 40, so to find the correct mean, we just need to find the sum of all of the scores, 40 times 100, which is 4,000. And we're going to take out the wrongly scored tests of 30 and 70. We're going to take them out of 4,000. So 4,000 minus 30 minus 70. And we're going to add in the correct scores, which are 3 and 27. So we all know 4,000 minus 30 minus 70, that's 3,900. And we are adding 30 on top of that. So that's 3,930. And to find the correct mean, we just need to divide it by the number of terms, 100, and we get 39.3, which is the correct mean. And I'm going to write it down. So the correct mean or average is 39.3. Now we need to find the correct standard deviation, but remember how in the formula you need to find the difference between the term and the mean and square that? Yeah, we need to do that, but we don't need to do it for every term since we don't even know the values for every term. We just need to do it for the incorrect terms that are being replaced with the correct ones. So we can just make a table, x, n. The first column is just the term, 3 and 27. And this column is, right here, is the difference between the mean and the term. For this one, is just 39.3 minus 3, 36.3. The difference between 27 and 39.3 would be 12.3. And we can square that using a calculator. We can find the answer to 39.3 squared is 1,317.69. And 12.3 squared is 151.29. Now, before we can move on, we still need to find the incorrect sum of the difference between the term and the mean squared. Since, in the formula for standard deviation, you need to find the sum of this squared for all the terms. So, yeah, we need to find the sum for all of the terms with right here. Now, we don't know the incorrect sum for this term, for this number, for these values, the difference between the term and the mean squared. We don't have the sum of that. So we'll have to derive it. So since the standard deviation formula is just the sum of all of that over n, and we know the standard deviation, the incorrect standard deviation is 10, we can first n square root it, like just basically do a reverse operation. We n square root it, we get 100. There are 100 terms, so we multiply that by 100, and we get 10,000. So 10,000 is the incorrect sum for this term, for this number. Now we gotta take the incorrect ones out, so we have to make another table to find what the difference between the mean and the term squared is for the incorrect scores. So we'll make another table like this. But do it for 30 and 70. So we know the incorrect mean was 40, so the difference between 30 and 40 is 10. The difference between 40 and 70 is 30, and it's pretty obvious that when you square, you get 100 and 900. So you take those two values out of 10,000, which is the incorrect sum for this value right here, and you add in the correct ones, which are already found. So 1317.69 plus 151.29. And we can find that the answer to that is 10,468.98. And the standard deviation should be the correct standard deviation should be pretty easy to calculate now. So we just need to divide this number right here by the number of terms, n, which is 100. There's 100 chemistry tests. And we get, should be pretty obvious. Then we get 104.69. And then we just need to take the square root of that. And then we can find the correct standard deviation. And using a calculator, we can find that this value is approximately equal to 10.23. And that is your answer to the question. For 100 chemistry tests, mean score was 40, blah, 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 blah. Find the correct standard deviation. The correct standard deviation is 10.23 right here. Thank you for watching. Hope this video helped you. Bye.